Plaintiff Michael Genson met the defendant when they were neighbors, and although she initially declined his request for a date, they eventually became intimate. However, Michael soon realized the defendant only slept with him to get her hands on his money, and he's suing her today for an unpaid loan. Defendant Suzanne Anderson says the only reason they're in court is because Michael wanted a relationship with her, and she rejected him. Suzanne insists she never had sex with Michael, but after she borrowed the money from him, he started stalking her.
Tell me what's going on.
Actually, I'm embarrassed to be here today, Your Honor. I can't believe how naive I was to allow the defendant to use and deceive me out of my money for her personal gain. We met back in autumn of 2010, and we were next door neighbors. And, you know, on and off, talking, we slowly but surely became friends. I became quite attracted to her and tried to pursue a relationship. And she declined, and I respect that. I didn't have a problem with that.
Did she give you a reason?
Not really. Not that, you know, she just wasn't
You
ready.
said no. You say, why not? You didn't say why not?
No, I did not.
You didn't ask her to at least lie to you, make you feel better?
I thought about it, but I'm not a liar.
Just say lie to me, make me feel better. Tell me you're married. Tell me you got a boyfriend. Tell me something. She just said no.
Well, she said she was not quite ready for a relationship.
There you go. Yeah, tell me something. Then did you say, well, I'm not looking for a relationship either. I just want to have a good time. Did you say that?
I can't remember, Your Honor.
All right. I have to give you a few tips.
Please do.
Go ahead. So what happened after that?
I have to back up a little bit. I was vulnerable, very vulnerable. May I state in my defense?
That's his first mistake.
That's right, being vulnerable. Yeah, that's how you get your money taken.
She is very good at what she does. I mean, at deceit, she is really good.
At deceit, okay. How did she deceive you?
Kind of led me to believe that she was interested in me when all she was interested in my greenbacks.
Okay. Let me hear from you.
First of all, the reason we're here today, Your Honor, is we didn't have a relationship. He wanted a relationship. He wanted sex. I wanted no part of that. I just wanted to be friends. Mike, he's a disabled vet. I felt bad for him. I was his friend. We talk a lot. He'd need a ride to the store or whatever. I'd take him. When he was low on money, he'd need money for cigarettes or whatever, I would, loan him the money for that. And we became friends. And he was sent me an email wanting a relationship. I sent him one back saying, no, not at this time. I'm not interested in anybody. We stayed friends. And then he goes, you helped me a lot. I've got a check coming in, and when I do, because I was having troubles, I will help you out. I said, okay. I'll take a loan.
That's not the truth.
All right, let me hear from you about this loan you're suing for.
As she learned that the money was coming, she became closer and let me approach her and reach her.
What do you mean approach her and reach her? Physically?
We became more friendly, Your Honor.
What does that mean?
Intimate.
Okay, well then say it. You all became intimate.
Yeah.
Okay, then what?
Well, on the 18th, we were intimate, and before the sheets had a chance to get cold.
Yeah, that's right. You've been playing crazy, but you certainly remember that day. What happened?
We became intimate, and that's when she asked me for the loan. After.
Within the same time frame?
Yeah, same night.
Yeah, that's kind of like tricking. You didn't feel like a trick?
No, I didn't. I felt that she was honest and earnest. And
well, did you think it was a coincidence that she would ask you for money within the same time frame as you all had intimacy?
I was very vulnerable.
All right. All right. Well, it is my belief that if a woman asks you for money within a few hours before or a few hours after or during sex, certainly, you're buying it. You're buying it. That ain't the time to be asking for no money. unless you're asking to pay for the services you're about to get, you just got, or you're getting. That's a tip to you men and women who like to engage in the exchange of money. Don't do it during the time frame of being intimate, because it'll seem as if from an outside party you're paying for it. Who asked for it? All right, you enjoy yourself? Okay, I need a few hundred. You want to be intimate today? Okay, I need a few hundred. Oh, baby, I really enjoy this. This is nice. I need a few hundred. All right, so you all became intimate.
Yes.
And later that evening, she asked what? What was her request?
She asked if she can borrow $3,000.
$3,000. $3,000 is a lot, sir. What did she tell you she needed it for?
She wouldn't tell me.
When did she say she would repay you if it was a loan?
This was the 18th of May. She said she would repay it in full by the end of June, depending on if her ex-husband paid a settlement that they had on a child support deal, and she was going to roll the money, before she rolls the money into her 401k, that she would pull out the $3,000. I said, okay, if not, I gave her to the end of September. But they were supposed to be in installments. Since she did not get that settlement.
She has not given you one installment?
Not a penny.
All right. Ma'am, let me hear from you.
Your Honor, there was no intimacy, although he did want it, and he had his little pump out and everything, but it did not happen.
Now, did you all remain friends after that?
You know, yes, we did, Your Honor.
All right. So, a man pulls his sexual organ and tool, the pump, pulls that out on you. Man who you've been refusing for many weeks.
I still didn't want any part of that.
He pulls his organ out on you and you still remain friends?
Well, I told him there was no relationship. We're
There's
friends.
something weird about that, ma'am. No woman who has been rejecting a guy for weeks, he just pulls his organ out on her. And then she's, and the next day everything is cool. That's not, I don't know. Maybe I got to take a poll. Ladies, who would be offended if a man just suddenly, thank you, every woman in here, and just pull your thing out and not offend someone? What did you do? What was your reaction immediately?
Immediately?
Yes.
I said, oh no.
That
I mean,
is
And did you keep standing there or sitting there? What? Did you leave the room, leave the house? What?
Yeah, because he was getting ready to leave for Colorado anyhow.
He was on the way out the door.
Right.
And he turned around. What else, ma'am?
Well, anyhow, we had discussed about the money before, and I told him I could not pay him back until I got my 2013 tax return.
I knew nothing
said,
about
okay.
that, Your Honor.
Then, Your Honor, because the relationship did not ensue, he was mad. He starts stalking me and stuff, and then he starts flipping and wants his money right now.
Stalking you how?
Well, I
Describe
have it in
the
the text
incidents.
message. He was accusing me of having a boyfriend, driving a blue Toyota, coming to the apartment
What'd you
at
say
different hours.
in response?
I totally ignored that because I told him I
There you
didn't know
go.
who owned the blue Toyota, nor did I care.
Okay.
In the text message.
Who has some evidence on any of this that I'm hearing?
I got a copy of the canceled check, the bank statement, which shows when it was
I know, but the question is all these other things I'm hearing, because unless you have something, a document saying I will pay you back at a certain time frame, then I have to take your word or her word. I have to choose.
The only thing
or do
that I
you
have
have
was
any
a-
evidence?
I just have the letter he wrote me in the text and a couple text messages.
Okay, you have text messages? Let me see them. Do you have anything that indicates she acknowledged you all were in any type of relationship or ever intimate?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's see.
Those are statements from my son and
From your son? He's going by what you tell him. Unless he saw you all intimate.
they didn't see us doing
Right.
it, but there was a thing in here.
Sir, do you have anything else indicating that you all were involved in any type of intimate relationship? She shows me text.
No, sir. Yeah, I
all
do
right.
not.
And
I
on
can't.
her text, it indicates that you were asking about some man, and essentially, after you asked about this man, you immediately wanted your money back. Because you were saying, all right, since you had this man, then give me my money back.
The reason for that, Your Honor, is
Then on another one, you say, I'm getting the feeling you don't want to spend time with me. What does it take? Is it my competition? So you sound delusional. You sound like a man who's been told over and over to stop pursuing me, yet you continue to. And I don't know whether you accepted that date of 2013 or not, because thus far, what you've told me has not been proven. In fact, the text she has presented sounds more like what she says is the truth over what you say. These are communications between the two of you. It indicates you were pursuing her. It indicates you were stalking her. So I'm going to dismiss your claim and ask you to return when the debt is due by her testimony. Good luck to you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You know, you keep thinking things in your head, it ain't there.
Talk to the hand. The ears aren't listening.